Loon, what have the first, I guess, couple days been like with Jimmy around the team at least?
It's been cool. Yesterday was a travel day off, so we didn't get to spend a whole bunch of time. But it's cool to have him around. Excited to get him out there on the court. He couldn't really participate in shoot around today, but just having his energy around has been cool.
Yeah, isn't that weird that he couldn't participate in shoot around? Have you ever seen something like that?
No. Like I said, we haven't did too many trades during season like that, so I don't really know how the rules work. But it's definitely a little weird. But he's here. He's picking up things fast. He's a high IQ guy, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna be able to fit right in.
What are some of the biggest things that you hope he picks up fast? Some of the things that he'll need to learn to be able to fit in well.
For him, I know he's a real vocal guy. Just picking up our terminology. He's been a all NBA defender, so just learning our different schemes and stuff like that. I know he's gonna pick it up fast. I'm really excited to be on that side of the ball with him. I feel like we cause a lot of havoc out there, so that's probably gonna be the biggest thing you got to pick up. But I think he's gonna pick it up fast. He's been in the league a long time, so he knows everything.
Thanks.
Like minute restriction or anything on Jimmy tonight?
No.
How impressive is that? I guess from your perspective, it seems like you're bringing in a durable guy who he hasn't played in however long. You can throw him out there, presumably.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it all plays out, but he's been keeping himself in shape, and it's not like this is the off season. I mean, he's got a season under his belt. I know the last few weeks he hasn't played much, but he'll be fine.
How have the past couple of days been just since he's been with the team and getting him acclimated and whatnot?
Yeah, it's been great. Just picking his brain, and he's obviously a brilliant basketball mind. Reminds me a lot of Andre Iguodala. Just talking to him, about the game and feeling his intellect, and we need that. That'll be really helpful for us.
You're a team that doesn't practice very much. I know you're going to sit down with him, or you already have sit down with him and gone through plays and everything. But how difficult might that be for him, just given he's joining a new system?
Yeah, mid-season pickups it's always a little tricky with terminology and very few reps. He'll play tonight without having a single practice with us, and so we'll limit kind of what we run. We've kind of talked to him about a couple of out-of-bounds plays, a couple sets, and we'll leave it at that. And in the end, it's still basketball, and he's a really smart player, so I'm confident he'll figure it out, and we'll figure it out around him too.
How much of the combinations that he plays with are trial and error for you versus things that you think or things that maybe he told you in some of these conversations?
The combinations
of players together.
Yeah, to me that's the main thing we have to figure out is what the combinations are, more so than what we run, because it's still just basketball. If there's good spacing, we know what kind of player he is. So we've got to figure out our rotations, our combinations. I'll play him when Steph's off the floor for sure, and vice versa. So we'll always have one of them on the floor and figure out the right groupings with them.
How critical is Buddy in that regard with regards to spacing around Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, Buddy's crucial to everything we're doing, and Moses has been really good, another spacer, and so both those guys will continue to play big roles. And like I said, we'll figure out the combinations. It's really about Looney and Gary and Draymond and making sure we have the best possible combinations out there to create the spacing and the ball movement that we need, and the defense, obviously.
Steve, I've got a question regarding just what the saga that's been played out almost hourly, daily with Jimmy, but it could be any other player with social media, basketball websites. There's a lot of noise, and I'm wondering, you played in a different era, granted, I get that, but as a head coach, Is there anything you can do to put the noise in the background? How did you deal with this over the last, 2, 3, 4 weeks when it became apparent that maybe Golden State was going to be in the mix for him?
I quit Twitter several years ago, and it's been blissful. So I highly recommend it to everybody here.
Well, because Twitter right now, as soon as the game's over, players go on their phone
Yeah.
to find out whether or not their performance is validated
Yeah.
by some guy in Bakersfield. If you want me to be honest. So, have.
That's they do that. I don't do that. So my mental health is fine. I do worry about theirs, however. But no, we in all seriousness, we talk to our guys about that stuff. But this is modern life, and everybody pretty much is addicted to their phone, including me. But I do find relief in not looking at social media. I think that's really helpful, honestly. I still know what's going on. I read the news about what's happening, and I know what's going on around the league. But trying to avoid the personal attacks that everybody loves to throw our way. That's a good thing.
It's called X now, by the way, not Twitter. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm going to still call it Twitter. That's my personal choice.
I have a thought about that. I was wondering if you, among all NBA coaches, maybe are more prepared to deal with certain situations, say, given the fact that you were the guy that Phil often entrusted to take Rodman to Atlantic City.
It's a good point, Sam. Thank you. So I may have to entrust a couple of other guys to.
I was saying, it seems like you have experience in unusual situations.
I do,
compared to a lot of coaches.
I do, and I lean on that experience quite a bit. I think about Dennis sometimes in that regard. Having played for both Pop and Phil, and then thinking about Dennis going from Pop to Phil, and how different it was. And you're talking about two of the greatest coaches of all time, and one player and his experience with each guy. So it's really interesting in that regard how you handle guys, and I think also what I've learned is timing is everything in this league. So I think we're getting Jimmy at the right time. His time in Miami expired. It ran out. You could just, you could feel it. They felt it. He felt it. And so we're getting him at a time then that's probably healthy for us and healthy for Jimmy. And so if you can time these things.
I would like to emphasize I wasn't making comparison between Jimmy Butler and Dennis Rodman. So,
I guess I was the one who did that. I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying is, I remember my first year coaching the Warriors, I asked Andre Iguodala to come off the bench. It was his 10th year. He had never come off the bench, and he did it, and it worked out great, and we won the championship. He was finals MVP, and, he told me the next year, he's like, if this had been 3 years ago, I would have said, screw you, no way. But it was year 10, and he was ready to do it. He had made max money. He was all-star. So he was ready, and I just think that everything in this league is timing, and when you get guys and where are they in their circumstances, where are you and yours as an organization, and that has to factor in. And I think the timing is perfect for us and for Jimmy. We need each other. I think it's going to be a great setup, and we're excited for it.
How nice is it to be back in Milwaukee?
Super nice. It's my one time I get to play here. In front of a lot of my friends and family that I grew up with, so I'm excited.
Did you get to see a lot of friends and family last night for the game?
Yeah, seeing a decent amount of people. But today's the day I get to see everybody. Everybody usually comes to the game, so it's always a lot of fun.
What's been your early impressions of Jimmy?
It's been great so far. His competitiveness he brings, his spirit he brings. He talks a lot on the court. He brings another level of physicality that we kind of need to our different lineups. So it's been good so far. I'm excited to see how we can grow.
What do you think about how the offensive fit and some of the issues you have, but obviously some of the stuff he brings to you guys?
I think it fit well with us offensively. I think the struggles we had was kind of not knowing what we were doing because we had no practice time. But you seen the second half as he got more comfortable, as we got more comfortable with him, how things were flowing and how he brings a different dimension to our offense. So I think we're going to be able to add some new sets for him and do a lot of different things. We never had a player like him before.
Kuminga is set to get reevaluated today for his ankle. What do you think he brings with Jimmy once he returns, and what do you think he might be able to learn from Jimmy?
I can learn a lot from Jimmy. Getting JK back improves our transition a lot. You know, he's one of the most athletic guys in the league. He's able to get to the rim. He's able to get to the free throw line. When you got both of those guys putting pressure like that on the rim and putting pressure on getting fouls like that, I think it just opens up for Steph and everybody else. So, JK can learn from Jimmy just about positioning, posting up, how to get to the free throw line. He's been doing that for his whole career. So being able to learn from somebody that's an All-NBA caliber player who kind of got the same mentality, same build as you, it's gonna be great for him.
How's it been getting to know Jimmy, the last few days, just on a human level?
It's been cool. You always hear about a lot of noise, but to get to know somebody personally and get to see him, how he works and how he carries himself, it's been cool to see. He brings another, a leader to this locker room, and it's just getting fun just to know him even more.
The Bucks are without Giannis tonight, but obviously with Dame scored 43 points last night. What are some of the defensive adjustments that you guys have for this going into this game?
No, without Giannis, they're definitely different. But Dame's a player that can go for 60 on any given night. Bobby Porter's been playing really well. He's been scoring the ball. And Brook Lopez will be more aggressive, and a lot of guys are going to shoot a lot more threes. So we just have our attendance up. We got to focus on our pick and roll defenses, and adding Kuzma, he's a guy that's he's able to get his own shot. So we just got to have our attendance up, but stick to our schemes, and I think we'll be okay.
Can you talk about this game tonight, obviously without Giannis? How do you guys adjust defensively going into this game?
I think we've seen Dame. He's been very aggressive these last couple games, so really try to take him out of his game. Besides that, we're just building upon what we did last game, trying to figure out how to play with Jimmy. But it's gonna work out.
What's the first 48-ish hours with Jimmy been like?
I think he's been great for us. Great locker room presence. He just plays very aggressive. I think, like he's been saying, our vets have just told him, just play like yourself. That's what we need, and I think he really brought it the first game.
What have you learned about him on and off the floor so far, just in the few days that he's been here?
I think he's just a chill guy. Saw him pregame with his candles, and he's been in the league for so long. So, me as a rookie, I definitely can pick up some things from him, and I like the way he's I've seen him in this one game, and just a good guy overall.
He found you for a few threes. Are you seeing ways where the way he plays, you can kind of work off?
He just kind of similar to Steph in a different way. Just he just forces a lot of attention towards him, right? And then for me as a space big, I can benefit from that by spacing the floor, knocking out some shots. In a way, it helps probably.
How are you feeling? A handful of games into your career. What are you learning?
I feel like I'm just learning so much. Every game is a new challenge, new opportunity. Watching so much film. I'm just learning, especially on the defensive end. Where I have to be, what do you take away from certain players? So just like a new learning experience, every game.
What do you feel like you're trying to improve on most defensively?
I think a lot of it is right now just in the film room, just knowing where to be, when to be there, when to rotate, when to step up, which shots are we trying to force other teams into, and that's just learning, and it's just adjusting to that.
The standard deal. Congratulations on that. How significant is that for you?
Yeah, it's big, man. It's crazy how my life kind of turned around in the time, in a 1 month time, earlier this season, I was fully committed to the G League, trying to win games over there, and it was a lot of fun, and then all of a sudden now I'm here being interviewed by you guys, which, it's been a crazy turnaround, and just super happy.
Appreciate it. Thanks, QB.
Thank you guys.